Hey guys, today I think what we're going to do is, in this video, it's going to be a little blurb about one of the biggest forces that drives most of spiritual people, and it's probably head and shoulders above most anything else. If you want to end up as a loving spiritual being, you have to embrace this, and it's a thing called gratitude. I think gratitude really produces a more meaningful life if you can harness it. I mean, we're all on this quest here to become the greatest expression of ourselves, you know? No other force empowers us to become our greatest selves like gratitude. The more grateful I am, the more authentic I become, the more authentic I become, like the more genuine I am, the more genuine we all are to each other. I think the thing that we all crave is contentment and peace. And one of the ways that you can surely get to that is by being grateful, even in death, we have the opportunity to celebrate the wonder of this life, this little journey we're on. Gratitude can really help you live in the moment, it changes your perspective, and that's one of the things that really we all struggle with, is the perspective of the moments we're in. The shift of your consciousness is to learn to appreciate the beauty in everyday things. One of the things that I have found out lately, that when I'm becoming more open to being, in this state of mind, I'm much more in the moment on things. Like as I'm driving, I see a beautiful house, and I'm like, wow, the amount of work that went into that, or the amount of soul that someone put into that, and particularly the older houses and things like that. And I think, wow, I am grateful for being able to look at that, for being able to appreciate that beauty, for being able to put myself into that moment. Like last night, for instance, I was with, just laying on the foot of the couch from the person I love and the family I love, and I felt myself rise out of my body, and I felt great waves of gratitude for being involved and being with that, and just, it's something that years ago I would not have even thought to be grateful for. I would have just assumed that this is, ego talking, that this is what I get, this is what I deserve. Gratitude can really open, your heart, and it can really unleash the power of your true self, your true being. It really can crush your ego. It can humble you. The moment you start to feel gratitude, and let go, you lose that concept of me. You don't have that concept of me, my success, my drive. You become a we, and I really never fully understood that until quite recently. You really have not lived until you start to embrace gratitude, because with gratitude you build love. With gratitude you build a sense of peace, a sense of being. And so it's important to really grasp at that. It's important to, we're all not all of us, we all fall short sometimes, so every day you can't adhere to this whole thing, and but you can strive towards it every day. That's the thing. Gratitude leads to contentment and peace. Contentment is living at such a place that that nothing can deter you. Like stupid small things, like things that used to bother you bore, like you just, I dropped something, it's broken. those are things. Things can be replaced, you know. Money is one of those things. It's one of those things that come and go. But however, with gratitude, you can obtain success. You can obtain prosperity as long as you're grateful for what you have. One of the things I've started to do is at night. What I do is I like to sit down and write, 2 to 5 things that I'm really grateful for that day, that I was really grateful for, that I remember looking upon and thinking, this is the moment. This is one of the reasons why I'm becoming a sentient being. This is one of the reasons why I'm becoming a loving being. The thought that you can be grateful even in times when the old you was stressed out, the old you was concerned for, what's the next move. The old you has anxiety. And you're still going to come and go. Holding on to gratitude is one of the most difficult things to do in this life, because you're constantly surrounded by negativity. You're surrounded by things that seem to go wrong, by things that seem to not work out. So the shift of consciousness is not easy. That's why it's hard to really find someone that is completely at peace, and building gratitude leads to contentment. And contentment leads to peace. And contentment is an assurance that everything in your life is working together for good, and living in the flow of your own life. You find that lane and everything seems to kind of click. And for some reason, we're all like, oh, it's clicking too much. And, I'm out of here, So you have to, once you find that flow, and it's a very defined boundary lane. It's easy to get back out of, but as you practice gratitude, it will pull you back in. It will be easier for you to get to that state. So to sum it up, harness that gratitude. Just little things to begin the day. Just sunrise, and I like to go to the water, and I like to watch the water, and I like to think, I appreciate this beauty. I appreciate this moment. Sometimes I say little prayers to myself while I'm in the moment, like last night, for instance, while I'm with my loves, and I just tear up a little bit thinking about it, how grateful I am to be in their life, how grateful I am to be able to call myself a part of that. But it's a step, it's a process. Every day it's a process. You have to want to be grateful. It's hard to feign gratefulness when you are feeling nothing but crushed, So you have to, it's a work. So just do that, and you will be completely on the road to enlightenment and peace and contentment. Embrace your gratitude. Thanksgiving's coming up. This is the time of year where families get together, and you start to look around, and some people aren't there anymore. Some people are older. Some people are aging, and you can feel ill health upon them. You can feel things like that, but you just be grateful for the time you have. Be grateful for the moments you live in. And I assure you, once you harness gratefulness, your light will come, And just harness those times, those moments that you're with them, the moments that you're feeling the beauty, the wonder of the moment, Sometimes it's little things, a bird singing, Sometimes it's just you being you, And that's grateful. Like right now, I am completely grateful for the moments I had last night. And it's one of those things I wrote down. So if you practice those exercises, things will work for you. So I'm going to wrap it up, and I just want you to know that I love you all, And if you like the video, like, subscribe, comment. You know, I'm grateful for the time you've taken to watch this. You know, just I hope you can practice some of these things. Again, you can follow me on Twitter, Dark Listener, at Hears Them Speak, and Facebook, it's Severance Speaks. Kind of had a mental block there. And again, thank you. One heart and one soul.